and Martin Larson. Once again, Anthony Sutai here together with PBA Hall of Famer Chris Barnes on the call. It's going to be an interesting semifinal once again after that tremendous first semifinal we saw just earlier.
Yeah, both teams a little ebb and flow there, and really the middle of the game where Korea struggled had a few opens. At the same time, the USA team was able to capitalize with key doubles, and that really ended up being the difference in the match of 45 pins, I believe, and the 50-pin swing there in frames 5 and 6 was really that told the story.
What's your take here in the second semifinal? You've seen both these teams all throughout the past couple of days.
I have, and you know, Indonesia in a lot of ways is in a no-lose situation. This is, while it is somewhat unfamiliar for them, these players are experienced and they're very good players. And whereas the Swedes have been, this is a more high-profile group, and the Indonesians have been strong all week. As a matter of fact, contended right down to the very last shots to make the team medal round.
There's Ryan Alisa on your screens.
Yes, Ryan, obviously we've known for, it seems, a decade at least now, maybe more.
I've covered him more than once in the Asian Bowling Federation Tour. Won so many stops. So he's definitely been there, done that. Got a lot of experience.
So we've seen Ryan much more than we've seen the other two players. But you say Billy here, actually, you know, Tommy Jones was just over and helped work with the team in the Asian Games, and so he was very familiar with these guys, and to him was no surprise that he saw them having success. You know, for many of us that aren't in the Asian zone, we don't see these players very often unless it's at a World Bowling Tour event, and so some people may think this is a surprise they're here, but I think this is just a sign of more things to come, and it's part of the global expansion of talent around the world. And there's always been a lot of countries that participated, but the level of talent play is now generation over generation just keeps improving, and it keeps equalizing across continents and around the world.
Well, we can truly say now it really is a global sport. Asia has been on the rise, and even specifically Southeast Asia, because you've got Malaysia there, you've got Indonesia here today. A while ago, we did see the Koreans.
Yes, we've seen. All we have left is China. They continue to improve their teams and their structure, and with the number of people that they have to throw at the sport. We could see a huge uprising for the Chinese national team.
And it's just nice to be able to see that sport continue to grow all around the world. Now we've got two teams that we have not yet seen so far in any of the semifinals. Indonesia up against Sweden.
Martin Larson there. A steady and consistent captain of the Swedish team for basically more than almost a decade now, basically since Thomas Anderson retired from the team a while back. See Jesper Svensson in the background. He is another of the young stars of the PBA Tour. Maybe a player the PBA members are not as familiar with Matthias, but Matthias is, again, like many of them, improved year over year, and it's not a surprise that he's a part of this trio.
With the globalization of bowling, you'd think that, you know, eventually just about every country will have representation here.
I would think so. There's obviously, at one point, is my understanding that bowling was second in the world to soccer. or as everyone outside the USA calls it, football.
Football, yes.
But second in participation around the world. And so, it only makes sense as more and more of those people who play recreationally, that you get more and more serious players and higher level players from around the world. And it's certainly played out even in the 20 years that I've been competing at this level. That when I first was on Team USA, the Scandinavian countries were almost untouchable. Finland and Sweden seemed to be the teams to beat always, and it's certainly shifted around much more. The Asian zone in particular has really come on with 4, 5, and 6 teams that maybe at one point were not considered favorites, that nearly are always in the race for medals now. And
well, you picked up on that point that you were mentioning. Is there are a lot of players that do bowling for recreation, and I think it's important to be able to, for all the parents out there that's listening, to get your kids into the sport of bowling, even just for them to try it out. You'll never know if the kid will enjoy it. You'll never know if he had inherent talent. I don't know if you know the story of Paing Nepomuceno, who's one of the best bowlers, and he was actually a golfer, and it was raining one time when he was playing in one of the cities in Baguio, and they couldn't play. So they headed over to a bowling center. His father let him try it out, and he was just doing it for recreation because he couldn't play golf. And lo and behold, he's in the Guinness Book of World Records, 4 World Cups.
One of the most famous players anywhere in the world.
And he started the sport of bowling really by chance more than anything else.
I think that's a great point, that you let your kids try lots of different things, and they'll gravitate to the things they love. And if they love the sport, they have a very good chance of becoming one of the best.
One of the best in Asia is there on your screens right now, Ryan Lalisang. He's going to try to be the anchor of this squad.
Veteran leadership around 2 young, dynamic players that rising stars in the sport. And much the same thing with Sweden, with Martin Larsson as the veteran, calming influence as well. Around one of the most powerful strike balls anywhere in the world with Jesper Svensson and then Matthias Wetterberg. So about 2.5 minutes left in practice here. Players making their final adjustments.
Would you say the 10 minutes given to these players would be enough? Because at least you can take a look at the balls also of your teammates going through those lanes.
Yes, it still feels like it's pretty rushed. And in the team event where it's 15 minutes with 5 players, it will feel like that you're not getting as much as you'd like at all. Typically, is not always the case, but in this particular pattern, the longer you bowl on it, the easier it becomes. And so all the players would rather have 30 minutes of practice probably than,
Why not?
than 10. But in this case, this keeps the integrity of the pattern as close as possible while still giving the players an opportunity to get lined up on a pair that hasn't been in play since early on in the tournament.
And you can see
Anytime
behind
you introduce lights and heat and,
yes,
and surround the airflow a little differently, it always seems to make the lanes play a little bit different.
a lot of those things really just factor in to the lane conditions we've got.
I really like his reaction. As we've seen, judging scores by practice has been mostly a mistake. The players actually seem to be striking quite a bit on the right lane, and that has been a key to success generally.
Well, when we begin the actual bowls, which we're going to be having in a few seconds. You're going to have to factor in, of course, the nerves, the pressure, and even the fan support that you got here.
I don't know what Indonesia's record is overall, but in my recollection, this is one of their first medals in some time, and certainly a team that's strong enough to make a real run at the gold today.
You may now start.
Well, they are assured of a bronze. Both these teams are. But they'd like to be able to go even one step further. Not just looking at the silver, but possibly the gold. United States already in that gold medal match. Who will they face? Will it be Indonesia or will it be Sweden? We'll find out in the next couple of minutes. The higher seed, Indonesia. Let's see what they opt to do. So far, everything has been going to script. Higher seed will allow the lower seed to go first. And Sweden starts things off with Vetterberg.
Have a little trouble on that left lane. He had 2 or 3 shots go high there towards the end of practice. So. Indonesia, Billy Islam.
He goes first and he starts off with a strike in this lane 36 that you were saying they had a lot of success with in practice.
They did, and then it'll be interesting to see if they can then do what it takes on the left lane, which most players that were hooking it have found it to be a little bit easier, but nonetheless different. So
only time will tell. Hardy now. Comes back.
What
solid beginning. It's looking good so far.
Maybe they started that lane because they wanted to get off to an early strikes. I don't know.
Put the early pressure on if they can.
This will be kind of the wild card, as the left has been pretty difficult all week long.
Jesper.
And there has been a few pairs, though, to where left-handers have bowled pretty well. He did not shoot big scores, but he was able to come through when it mattered. And so this will be kind of the test, is can Jesper create some of that same ball reaction? And if he can hit the pocket consistently.
The veteran Ryan Lalisang.
Oh,
doesn't get any help that time.
He's the kind of guy who can win again, not by yourself, but certainly give it a much better chance.
Nice clean up there for Jesper.
Looking at qualifying through here, Billy did lead the way for Indonesia with 13.76, another big score, followed by Hardy at 13.09, and the veteran, Libaseng, with 12.33. The story, much the same actually to Sweden, with the relative newcomer, Matthias, with 13.52, Jesper with 12.50, and Martin Larsson with a very solid 12.81. A bit unlucky there. Martin Larsson pretty good at getting his ball to roll more end over end than some of the younger players, which generally speaking takes a 9-pin. out of play. Solid frames all the way around.
Now very quickly we move over to the second frame. Vetterberg. He's going to leave one there. Let's see how Islam does here on lane 35. Missed the pocket.
Certainly seems to be the miss. That left lane hooks sooner. Right lane has much more plays like oil or hang down lane. Get the ball to start up soon enough on the right lane and then get the ball to go long enough on the left lane.
So very early you can see these two lanes playing very differently.
It seems the more times they strip and run them, the more different the two lanes tend to get from each other. Where on the fresh, the lanes actually sit, and the oil sits for probably 30 minutes there in between the second semifinal and then again in the final. The oil only sits for less than 5 minutes, which tends to make it travel a little bit more during these practice sessions. It's not a very good break there. First shot going light, the second shot only slightly high and paying full price with the 6-8-10. Hardy an opportunity to double, taking early advantage.
Get some help. And that double's there.
He didn't have as much trouble feeding it to the right.
That brought the house down, and that keeps them right in it early on. Watch it again.
That can almost be more. That's basically a double right there by itself, and so that can be a huge momentum boost for a team that so far has yet to have a strike.
Cool, calm, and collected, Ryan Lalisang. Captain on the other side, Larson. Not fortunate there.
Oh, just slightly high. Very close though. You can see him playing more end over end as well on that, especially on that right lane, trying to minimize the angles of the back end and take that two-pin combination out of play. So the spare shooter here. So. Indonesia will take a 15-pin lead after the second frame. Players switch sides once more.
You know, Chris, that could actually have been much, much bigger if not for that great shot there from Jesper off that split.
Yes, and it seemed like he'd hit the 6-pin a little bit too heavy, but he was able to just clip the backside of the 8-pin. And then the first strike now for Sweden.
That's going to get them pumped up.
They have lots of support here this week, and I think they only need a reason. It's been a quiet and uncharacteristically quiet week for the Swedes, and this is going to be their best chance for a gold medal this week.
Islam. Whoa! Boy, it was looking like the bedposts And then finally both dropped. That would have been nice to see again. How they just suddenly dropped.
Took about 3 pins to tackle that 7
Yes.
pin, and the head pin finally got over and tipped it over. Testament to the power that Billy creates. Yes, we're off that spare make.
Boy, way to build on that spare he had a while ago.
Teammate of mine in the PBA League Series, part of our Adam Splitters, and fun to watch him strike when he gets it going. Hardy, just a little bit inside there.
Well, they were liking this lane 36.
They've thrown a lot of good shots there, and that's been a lane that's been trouble for most, but seem to have figured it out.
At least in the practice session.
Yeah. Martin Larson.
Leaves the 10 there.
That can be pretty frustrating. The first frame you leave a 9 pin, you come back to the same lane, you make a small move, maybe only a half a board, and then you flat 10. Which, generally speaking, is a half board back the other way. So now where am I supposed to stand?
That's right. What adjustments do I make?
Yeah. Obviously, there's small differences in releases and shots, but they're so minuscule, and when the lanes are this, they're touchy. This is a very demanding pattern for the players to play on, and
Almost done with 3. Just Ryan Lalisang now. This guy's such a cool customer.
He sure is. He's been that way for a long, long time. Martin stepped up before he started. We bowled next to them all day today in the team event. He wanted my ball reaction. That's what he said, which tongue-in-cheek, but I bowled okay today. But I hit the pocket a lot. Left a lot of single pins. We bowled solid, and after a 9 pin and a 10 pin, he goes, "Well, I guess I got it what I asked for." So, I think now he's asking for something else. He'd rather have EJ's reaction now.
So that's what that was all about. And here comes Indonesia solving that puzzle here off lane 35.
Billy shot big scores in qualifying, and that kind of shot making a ball reaction will do it.
Comes back as well.
The answer right back. Matias with the biggest score in qualifying as well, answering the bell.
Well, he's got to stay in step here with Islam. Now you've got Hardy.
You guys create so much down lane angle. Ball going through the pins of the 5, actually going into the 9. He's getting the ball to go through him so sharply. And to me, I think this is the key right here. If Jesper can get going and throw some strikes,
to stay in step. And he does. He's got a 2-bagger.
big answer back.
two teams couldn't have been more evenly matched. The cool cookie again.
Another trip 4. It's where the players with the more axis rotation get around the ball a little bit more, create more down lane motion. Where Martin and Ryan tend to be a little bit more forward. They won't get as many scouts coming back off to knock the 10 pin out, but you do give an opportunity to trip the 4 pin like that.
Larson looking for his first strike.
Yes.
And he kept that form there.
Yes. He's actually thrown, that's really 4 shots in a row where he's executed his plan. Almost to the tee what he's wanting to, so fortunately for him, only 1 strike, but his rhythm and shot making does seem to be dialed in. So, through 4 frames now, 25 pin lead for Indonesia.
Trying to cut into it here. Doesn't happen. Can they pad their lead even more?
Can't get it out there on that lane. Count makes a big difference in the count game because he was on a double. So obviously a very difficult spare.
We saw Jesper convert earlier.
That one hooked. All right, well, big momentum shift. Just like that, we're back to a 5-pin match.
Jesper saw just what transpired there. Can they take advantage of this opportunity? Opts to stay up.
That was really close as far as targeting wise. That's about exactly what he wanted to do. Judging by his reaction, he didn't catch it quite as much at the bottom as he would have liked. Opportunity for Hardy to come up here and pick his teammate up.
Ooh. Oh, the scout just missed. Watch it again.
Watch as it goes around that last tracer. Almost no one is getting their ball back from that spot on the right lane. Jesper, who occasionally struggles with 7 pins on more hooking conditions like this.
I'm trying to gauge the crowd support here. Seems like we're split right down the middle.
We have we do have a contingent on both sides for sure. So.
Now it's time for the veterans. to not trying.
Yeah, he knew that one got a little bit right of what he wanted to do. He was trying to get it to help. For some reason, the balls don't listen when we wave at them. Now Ryan on a three-bagger. Chance to gain all of that lead back again.
He's got that ball in a string. Wow.
Fantastic shot here. So at the halfway point, 16-pin lead for Indonesia. Three relative newcomers to this stage. Last year we saw much of the same thing with Hong Kong having two of their younger players. Great shot by Matthias. Everybody knows that Michael Mack and Su Hong, but it was the younger players that stepped up in the doubles and were able to make it to the medal round.
Talking about Hong Kong, they're one of those countries that have a solid program for their youth.
And tremendous structure to their system and identifies players early, and a real advantage that we're seeing throughout Asia, but particularly Southeast Asia. And they're doing a really good job of building from the ground up a foundation that's going to be good for not just the next few years, but for decades.
Another big chance once again for Jesper.
You can see that one hook early. That's not the one he wants to knock out of there.
You can see the frustration in Jesper's face. Nice spare there.
Well done.
Some work here.
Tricky conversion for sure. He has going for him as he just shot a 7-pin over there, so he has an idea of how much hook there is as his plastic ball goes across. Even though he rolls it more, that massive rev rate, even with the plastic ball, tends to hook quite a bit. Perfect. Well done.
That's got to be one of the most pressure-packed shots.
Yeah, it's not something he wants to see. He throws a lot of strikes.
Quietly going back to his business. Doesn't drop though.
Hit it, but not hard enough. Man, his ball makes a big move in the back of the lane.
Can Larson catch another break? No.
No, and as this lane is transitioning a little bit, think about that forward roll. It makes it read a little bit sooner on the lane. It makes it a little flatter down lane. And with all these rev rate guys there, it's going to make the front hook a little bit more and flatten the angle out in the back. So nice spare by Hardy. Retaining that lead. Now Ryan with an opportunity to step up and expand the Indonesian advantage. pins right now, a chance to expand it to 30.
Ryan is coming off a 4-bagger. That time he blinked though.
Just a little inside of target, picked up a little quick. The never automatic 3-6-10.
Not a problem for Ryan though.
Seemingly automatic for them. So through 6 frames, 17 pins, still tilting towards the Indonesians. One strike, as you can see, they're up on the board, so Matthias will have the only opportunity for a double in this frame. Anybody else looking to build a foundation?
Does he get fortunate enough? No.
TC Chen double hit there. That been bounced off the approach. Still able to catch it enough to get it to hook a little.
That's a good result.
Some 9s are much better than others.
Oh, wow. What a time for that to happen to them there.
No, and he thought that was going to be, judging by his reaction, that was going to be in the pocket at worst. So, huge swing here. It's a possible disaster for Billy. Gets it back to leave a 10-pin. She converts. Right dead center. Split from Matthias. Made a run at it. Yes, sir. Expanding that lead again just a little bit, up to 30 now.
We thought that was going to be a turning point there in frame number 5 after that open there from Islam.
And they weren't really able to capitalize on it and let that advantage slide where they had 3 strikes up, and the Swedes did, and were not able to capitalize with any doubles. There's a fantastic shot. Hardy stepping back up. With that 30-pin advantage, now each strike just shortening the match a little bit.
Larson keep them within striking distance.
Oh. Jesper with his second 6-8 of the game.
And he's wearing his emotion on his sleeve there. You can just see how disappointed he is.
He's already made 2 splits. It's no.
And he's going to get a Brooklyn.
Well, and it seems that's how it goes. You catch a little bit of a bad break there, and then immediately it seems the first thing you see is someone else's good break. It's demoralizing at times. Let's see if he can pull this off one more time. Pretty much a 10-to-1 shot. Narrowly missing it. Back-to-back opens.
Well, Sweden's got to shake this off. They're still not out of it.
No, they're not. Now down 44. Gonna lean on their captain a little bit here to turn the momentum.
And he gets it. That'll keep him in it.
Just another break for Lucky Larson.
Just another one, huh?
I'm not sure he thinks so in this match so far, but that is his nickname. The World Bowling Tour was in Malmo, Sweden, and they name it the Lucky Larson Masters. So
that booked a little bit too late for him there.
well, they're never easy to make 157.
That's a good response here from Sweden.
And just like that, this is a very difficult make.
They know they can make up some ground.
Ideally, it's still just a pocket hit. Maybe slightly light of a normal high flush pocket hit, but better.
Yes! Oh! That was shutting the door on your opponent right there.
You're trying to make the head pin, but watch, it's the 5 pin, the second pin that comes back to knock out the 7 as he went light and was able to convert it a little less traditionally. I guarantee his career percentage of that spare just went up. Not something he sees very often.
But he will take at this particular stage.
It is a crucial spare at this point.
Well, Sweden was looking to capitalize. They thought they were going to make up some ground there.
Jesper's lost a little feel for what he had going there earlier, where he fit a couple of shots in there for a double.
That's not in the sweet spot.
Nope. Left something makeable. With only one double for Matthias and one double for Jesper. Indonesia has to feel like if they can just make spares and box up the frames, they may already have enough of a lead.
Indonesia now trying to get into cruise control. Oh, just when I said that.
Yeah.
The door is left open.
Is never easy, and now we have an opening again. So have the captains back at it here.
Ryan doing a little computation of his own. Look at the scores.
It's 29 pins, both players on strikes. Martin taking a re-rack, but he doesn't want to give up his turn. He'd like to stand up here first and get a double. Cut into that lead a little bit. Put a little pressure back on Ryan and his teammates. If he strikes here, the Swedish contingent will definitely let you know.
This place will erupt. And he told everybody just exactly what he felt. Couldn't believe it.
7.
And then there on the other end.
He'd have got a scout back and rolled that 10 over. That would have basically emotionally would have been crippling to to the Swedes. Nonetheless, still a huge, huge bad break. Stone 7 on a shot that's less than a half-inch high at 60 feet away.
Still more drama to be played out here in Hong Kong. Ryan just gave his teammate a tap and said, come on, pick us up. Take us home.
There you go, 39-pin lead.
The fans of these respective squads trying to push them even further. Billy, bang.
Big shot there, setting up foundation frame. Another big one here, chance for a double.
Yes.
Fighting into the lead. Down under 30 now.
This is setting up for a thrilling finish. And now it's Hardy. Yes, sirree.
Boy, just as smooth and as good as you could ever ask for right there.
And out of pressure right back on Sweden.
Jesper's gone high, I believe, the last 4 shots in a row. He's got to find a way.
Enough.
Went a little firmer, moved a little bit right with his feet from the last shot. The combination of both still was not enough to keep the ball from going high.
Well, it's not like he's not making the adjustments. He is.
No, he's trying to move around. He's trying to find a way. It's been very difficult on the left this week, for sure.
Ryan.
Not to look back at that 7-pin there. He takes a re-rack because saw one of the pins being a little off spot, and then stone 7s, which typically on a shot like that means that probably one of the pins is a little off spot. Has to regroup here, give his team a chance.
That's an exceptional 9 frame for the Indonesian team.
Did everything they needed to do there. They will control their own destiny moving into the 10th frame.
Yes. The captain says, that is what I was looking for in lane 36.
Yeah, it was pretty much identical shot there. That was perfectly executed. High flush. Big difference between 29 pins and 9 pins. A lot of strikes up on the board, though. There is a lot of opportunity for movement now. This many strikes, one shot can win or lose.
Who will have a better finishing kick? 10 stays up.
It's a good shot. Under the circumstances, all the pressure. He gave it a chance for sure. Now can the youngster do it for Sweden? Oh,
He can't, and there's a dreaded sleeper in the back.
Coach Patrick Bake was running that one out for him. Veteran of the team himself. It's fair.
Now all eyes on Detterberry.
Gotta go. Ooh.
It did at the
Yes.
last minute.
And that would have basically buried them had he missed that. So he still gives them a chance here. They lose a couple of pins though, so in count.
Boy, only just
Gave it
6 on
right
that
back.
one. You would have thought he would get at least an 8.
Yeah, anything that misses the head pin here. 6 has been a common lead this week, although not so much in this match. Big shot there. So they didn't pick up the 10 that they were hoping for, but they did pick up enough count where they have the advantage if they can get it close enough. It's down to 18 pins. Crucial shot here for Hardy, having a strike advantage over Jesper. Opportunity to throw a double.
He lives up to the pressure.
Ow. That was huge, pushing the lead back up to 28. Now Jesper has to strike twice just to get it back to 18 to give the ball, to basically give Martin a chance in the 10th frame.
It's big shot after big shot.
Bit of a veteran move there, not getting too excited about the one. Still has 2 more to perform here.
This is bowling at the highest level.
Those are big time shots.
Can we see another one?
Basically forces Jesper to strike here. Or all Ryan will need to do is basically get some count on his first shot.
Everything now hanging in the balance here.
Oh,
What another response.
it's not over yet. Two huge shots by Jesper to give him a chance. These two guys going back and forth. All of it on the line.
You couldn't have scripted it any better.
Well, it seems each have saved their best for last. Those 3 shots are just absolutely perfect.
Excellent punch out there for Indonesia.
Hardy ringing the bell with the 3-bagger in the 10th frame. Capitalizing on his 9th frame strike. That's a monster finish.
she's going to get 6 there.
It actually, well, it makes a little difference. Because now, if Ryan gets 9 in 2 shots, the best Sweden can do is a tie. Any kind of mark here, Indonesia wins.
This for a spot in the finals against the United States. And look at that, Brooklyn. Luck is shining Indonesia's way.
Well, there's a lot of good shots there, but the Swedes have to feel a little bit snake-bitten as well, as Martin leaves the stone 7, Jesper leaves 2 6/8s, and they have multiple Brooklyns in this game. He did only need a mark, which he was likely to get, but huge win for Indonesia. One of the traditional powerhouses in world bowling.
Larson just finishing up there. They gave it a run.
591. Indonesia was 632.
Congratulations, Team Indonesia, who will now move through to the gold medal match.
And our final will be coming your way in just a little bit. You have just witnessed Indonesia getting past the 3rd seed Sweden. So coming up in just a little bit, it'll be the United States up against Southeast Asian powerhouse Indonesia.